This is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and you are listening to the Wrestling POV podcast.
Hey guys, this is Hardcore Country Mickey James, and you are listening to Wrestling POV podcast.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
We're
back.
Yes, sir. We are just off of the WWE pay-per-view they had last weekend.
Nobody cares.
Well, not just we don't care where it was at, but I still watched it. It was okay, I guess. I mean, you know, there's a couple things that happened that was sweeping the internet, and yeah. But of course, we'll talk about that in a little bit.
And I'm not gonna jump ahead, but I feel obligated to tell the audience, as I told the fellas before we came on, I do have to go on a little bit of a rant based on what happened. I will try to contain myself to the best of my ability, but I'm obligated to do so. Just a heads up.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. So now, I got a video to play you guys. It's actually pretty long, but I'm going to break it down to 3 segments. Okay? Now, I'm not going to say anything now, but I will probably after the second segment of these videos that I'm going to play. Okay? Now, in this video, all right, it's Triple H, Cody Rhodes, Shawn Michaels, Roman Reigns, Michael Cole, Seth Rollins, Jey Uso, Dragunov, Io Sky, Asuka, Liv Morgan, and CM Punk. It's a video Zoom call, I guess. Okay, that's all I can say about it right now. So I'm just going to play this first segment for you guys' enjoyment, and then I'll explain afterwards if you guys got it or not. That's fine. I'll explain it to the audience members. Okay, so here you go.
All right. I didn't really expect all of you to show up, but Sean and I wanted to talk to all of you because Survivor Series is coming and we're having huge expectations. Randy Orton probably will be here, and there's a chance that CM Punk will also be here as well. Some of you like Punk, some of you don't. I'm pretty sure that the only one who really has an issue with him in this call is Seth Rollins. So we're here to squash this beef. It's time to be professional.
So y'all set my ass up pretty much. I'm not going to give this cancer an apology if I don't feel like it. I already am a professional. Y'all were there when I worked with Riddle, even though I didn't really like him that much.
Rollins, come on. Yeet. With all due respect, Yeet. You've called this man a cancer Yeet. And told him to stay away. Yeet. You're our champion. Yeet. If you say that and he suddenly pops up, Yeet. Of course things are going to be just a little bit weird. Yeet.
Jay, you don't know how bad I want to fucking slap your face right now. Oh my God, stop yeeting.
おいおい、こすら見せないチャンピオン、その言葉を嫌うのはやめてください。
私の名前には敬意を払った方がいいよ。一体誰と話しているのかわからないんだよ。
What the fuck? You can speak Japanese?
Of course I fucking can. I can do everything. I'm Roman Reigns.
All right, that's the first part. So, what do you guys think of that?
I guess I didn't know Roman could speak Japanese. That's a whole new thing with me.
A lot of people didn't understand that Roman can speak Japanese. What do you?
Well, I don't know who created that, but that was a masterpiece.
That was live. What are you talking about, man? That's a real interview.
So I'm gonna.
I'm sorry. Are you that naive, Clay?
So I'm gonna explain what somebody did. So what they, I don't know who the person is. Geez, I should have looked it up so I can give you credit. But what this person did was he went and did an AI speech of each of those people that talked and wrote up a script and had these guys, and through AI, and they use speech recognition of Roman Reigns and Triple H and all this other stuff. So that's what
awesome.
that is. So that's part one of it. I'll play part two probably before we do take a break. But when I especially towards the end, oh my God, you speak Japanese? Of course I fucking do. Oh my God, it just
the Jey Uso part got me.
Yeah, Jey Uso get going. Yeet. But let me tell you something. It gets funnier later on.
Well, looking forward to it.
Yeah, you just might have to contain yourself that way that people can hear it. But it was funny as shit. It's just that the video was just long, and I was like, fuck. I got to break it down into 3 segments. Let's go right into our Facebook page, our fantasy matchup. It was Ben versus Elio, Bruiser Brody versus Brody Lee. Who had Brody Lee? I forgot.
Elio did.
I did.
Elio had Brody
I
Lee.
did.
Ben had Bruiser Brody. Now, before we get to our thoughts, just going to read a few comments here. Somebody went with Bruiser. For some reason, this dude, Michael Sportbert, he said The Rock versus Shawn Michaels. Why?
There was a lot of
That's
those.
how we're asking. That's not even the fantasy match.
Exactly.
Right.
Scott Robart, he said, dang, I don't think I can pick a side, but would definitely make a big bowl of popcorn for that. So at least, it's like,
that's a decent comment. I can live with that.
Yeah, but you didn't pick a winner.
No, they didn't.
A winner.
Yeah, well, they probably voted. So just to, I guess, be fair.
Sure.
Doug Spat said, didn't he used to be Brody Chase? I don't think so.
No.
No.
I don't remember that, but
yeah.
Irrelevant. It's
Irrelevant,
supposed to be
for sure.
Right. Yeah. Whatever.
All right, so before we get into the results, guys, what do you think of this matchup?
This would be a really good matchup. Honestly, with these two very similar styles, very, Brody Lee kind of went off of Bruiser Brody himself, so it was kind of like one of them things. But I still feel like Bruiser Brody would have beat Brody Lee in this, in my opinion, just because of how his style was. He was a crazy motherfucker back in the day. Yeah. So I got to go with Bruiser Brody on this one.
Yep. Elio, what do you think?
I'm gonna go with Bruiser Brody because when you hear that, whenever you heard that Immigrant song, the opening riffs, you knew shit's about to get real.
Mm-hmm.
And I told you about a couple of episodes back. We used to get international wrestling from Montreal up here on Sunday afternoons at 3. Bruiser Brody, Abdullah the Butcher, 2 of them is featured every week. The bloodbaths that they had.
Yeah.
Their feud. Yeah, I'm going Bruiser Brody.
Yeah. Me, same. As much as Brody Lee is a friend of mine, I have to go with Bruiser Brody. He was just nuts. Ben, what do you think?
Bruiser Brody for a lot of the same reasoning. Nothing but love for Brody Lee. May he rest in peace. Absolutely. But if we're going off of, legacy and impact, and also just sheer badassery, and believability in terms of being able to kick someone's ass. When he came to the ring, he would literally scare people.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, he had the psychological edge, and I think we've seen Brody Lee take cues from Bruiser in that regard in the past, but to me this is really no realistic conversation. It's got to be Bruiser Brody.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Elio, you did this on your TikTok.
Yes.
What did you get?
Okay, so we had 29% went with Bruiser Brody, while 71 went with Brody Lee.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
You warned me about this, and I was like, it can't be that bad.
Oh,
but then
shit.
you say that, and it's like, okay, that's really bad.
Yeah.
So again, there's no excuse whatsoever for you fans to not know who Bruiser Brody is. Go and look up his matches. What's wrong with you?
Listen to Elio Canella, folks. I call him Father Elio on our other show. Elio, you're going to have to don your collar to prevent me from having an episode right here on this show, because these people, I'm trying to police myself because I'm really trying to have fun on a Friday night. It's the eve of Veterans Day, so I'm trying to keep myself respectful. Love your shirt, by the way, Tony. Shout out to you for that. But it's just, once again, I have to ask the same question I always ask when it comes to these Facebook posts. Why do people vote when they don't know who somebody is?
They only vote for who they know, and that's a shame.
I really don't understand that, because I don't blame somebody for not knowing who somebody is. Like, if you're not as hardcore of a fan as us, like, that's not a problem. I'm not dragging you for that. But in certain situations, if you're going to participate in conversations, you have to know certain things, or else you're going to look like an idiot.
But you know what, though? Elio says it right every single damn time. He does. If you see something, we'll use this as an example, which was Bruiser Brody versus Brody Lee. And if I wasn't, like you said, Ben, even if I wasn't a big fan of wrestling and I saw this post and I didn't recognize who Bruiser Brody was, trust me, the one thing that we all have the power to do is to look it up, do research. You know what I'm saying?
The internet is a magical place, folks.
The name is right there. Yeah. It's right there. All you had to do is go on the little Google and fucking type in Bruiser Brody, and boom, all his matches would be on there, and you would see what kind of monster this guy was.
In fact, on Tubi, they actually have a video. It's like a 3-hour video of all the best of Bruiser Brody.
Really?
Wow.
Okay, well, see, now that you told me that, we're gonna have to push the podcast back to our podcast, Elio, back to 8:00 tomorrow evening, so I can watch all 3 hours before we go out.
Unbelievable, man. And on top of that, Dark Side of the Ring did a documentary on Bruiser Brody.
A very good documentary.
It was really good, yeah. It sure was.
Fantastic stuff.
So now our Facebook poll, the winner with 67% was Bruiser Brody.
Okay.
Well, at least that's better.
Our fan base I can appreciate. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because those TikTok people, see, this is what I'm talking about, Tony. Why do we use TikTok? TikTok sucks.
Yes. So, who won that one?
Ben?
Did, yeah.
All right. So, on our next fantasy matchup, it will be Ben versus Clay.
Okay.
Ben versus Clay. And we had a special request to do a fantasy matchup, so we're going to throw that out there.
Okay.
Our next Facebook post, I want to know who posted this, because I didn't see it. Thoughts on Trick Williams' singles run? Yeah, who did it?
No,
that was Elio.
No, I did. I'm the one that came up with the question, because, and just hear me out on this one, because I didn't want to do it, but I had to. Because at the end of NXT last night, but Tuesday. when they had the conversation, of course, Lexis King gets involved for God knows what reason, but that's another conversation. We'll get into that later when we talk about NXT. But so at the end of the segment, Trick goes to pick up Carmelo and they hug it out, but then they zoom in on Carmelo's face and he does not look happy. It it looked like he was about to turn on him. So, and I think I can speak for the rest of the panel here when I am wishing for a Carmelo Hayes singles run without Trick. So that's what sparked the Trick Williams singles run, especially now that NXT is putting so much momentum behind him with the whoop that Trick and and the really highlighting him. So that's what sparked that question. And Clay looks so interested.
Yeah, but we really stuck with the Booker T commentary during his entrance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we please? Because I said it last week, and I will say it again. I love Booker T for so many reasons, but on commentary, and this isn't just for NXT, this is for all the commentary he's ever done. I find him annoying as fuck. I do.
Yep.
And this is just. This is the whoop that Trick and and I like it. And, it's just one example. But then you have Shucky Ducky, Quack Quack, and the fucking no water, and the no water, just meat, and the one where years ago, I think this was like 2011, 2012, where Michael Cole was reporting on Jerry Lawler's injuries, and one of them was, for whatever reason, bleeding out of a very sensitive place. And Booker was like, what?
All right. So, Clay, what's your thoughts on this, on Trick?
Well, I'll be honest with you. Like I've told from the beginning with Trick Williams, I feel like with his momentum, he's got the look and the build, but that's really about it with me. I feel like WWE is pushing so hard to get him over with the whole entrance thing, with Booker T's chanting him, with the matches that he's getting thrown into. But honestly, he hasn't really changed, in my opinion, from start to now. He hasn't really shown me what else he can do. He's had decent matches here and there with this singles run, but I feel like Carmelo carries him still with this whole singles run. It's just that way, and I'm sorry to say that. I'm not the biggest Trick Williams fan. He hasn't shown me shit, and I just don't know how to take the dude. I just feel like he can't do anything right now without Carmelo in the background or near him. So it's like, give him the real push and don't leave Carmelo into it. Like, I know they got to have their rivalry and this and that. Fine. To ask me after he's done with the rivalry with Carmelo, will he be on NXT when Melo goes into the main roster? Because you damn well know Melo needs to be on that main roster. Yeah. Can Trick survive without Melo's presence is what I'm saying. So I think this would be a question in due time. But as of right now, he hasn't shown me anything.
Elio, what are your thoughts before I go?
It's like what Clay just said. Like the Trick Williams that we saw from the beginning is still the same Trick Williams. Like he hasn't really, outside of the few matches he's had that weren't bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he needs Carmelo there, but he also needs to stand on his own, because what's he gonna do when Carmelo gets called up to the main roster? He's not gonna have anyone else there.
No.
Yeah. All right. Now here's what I feel. Everybody knows how I feel about Trick Williams anyway. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. Okay, and this might come to a shock to a lot of y'all. He's doing something that's being catchy. Whoop that Trick. Everybody's shouting it. So for some damn reason, that makes him popular. Yeah. Okay? That's getting him over. His wrestling, though, is still the same.
Yep.
It is.
I'll give a comparison. Hulk Hogan. And I'm sorry, I am doing Hulk Hogan, yes. He had the look. He had the attitude. He had everything that can look like a WWE superstar. A champion, as you may. But could that man wrestle?
No.
Hell no.
No.
Gorilla Monsoon was the first to come out and say that motherfucker don't know how to wrestle for shit. Gorilla Monsoon did not like Hogan. But he was just saying he can't wrestle, but he has that look that everybody will love.
But the same can be said for John Cena.
Well, I think John Cena knows a little bit more moves than Hogan.
He does.
He's just repetitive. He's just repetitive.
Exactly. And the fact that John Cena is much more likable than Hogan is.
Yeah.
But for me, it's just there's nothing interesting about Trick.
No.
There's nothing. And by that, believe it or not, I don't mean that in a very insulting fashion. It's just I don't see him progressing past what he's doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we hear the term everybody has a ceiling, and I feel like he's already hit his. And so it's just
the thing of it is that he has a lot of work to do. You know what I'm saying? Right now, if you guys notice, is that he's only doing these little appearances. He's not really wrestling much. I've seen maybe 4 singles matches he has, if I could remember. The rest was like in a tag or whatever, which to me, that looks like what they do with Hook. You know what I'm saying? They know damn well that motherfucker can't wrestle, so they put him in a tag match, so he's not in there that much. You know? Trick, and I'll be honest, Trick is a lot better wrestler than Hook, in my opinion. I think he can progress further than Hook, but I think with the only thing that's getting him over is, and I'm being dead serious when I say this, is just when he comes out and everybody's chanting "whoop that Trick." He hasn't whooped anybody.
No. I don't even know where that saying came from.
Who the fuck knows?
The thing is, right, and I'm going to go one step further. And I said this the first time that he came out with the whoop that Trick, and then we did an episode here. I swear to God, it may not even be him in relation to that chant. Because I remember when Hustle and Flow came out, was where that chant came out, because they had 2 songs from that movie. The first one was "It's Hard Out Here for a Pimp," and the second one was "Whoop That Trick." Those were, and that's what people remember from that movie. And that was a much better movie than it's given credit for. But so I think that's what makes people chant that song. That and Taraji P. Henson speaks for herself. You know, and so does Terrence Howard. It may not have anything to do with Trick. It may just be that song is popular and hit that entrance brought it back. I'm sorry.
Well, it's dumb.
It is. It is very much so.
But it's just, you know, I gotta call it as I see it, and that's what I see. It's a popular thing, and then people are going for it. His name happens to be Trick. So that's what they're going with. Can the man do anything with it? I don't think he can, to be honest. Let's go to the comments. Josh Sanders says, I'm interested in want to see Trick versus Mello. Oh, boy.
I think
Josh, you have more saintly patience than we do.
Carmelo is going to carry that fucking match
more
than anything.
Yeah, absolutely. Brad Sanders says, I think it could turn out well as long as they put him with talent that matches his skill level. It could be very interesting and entertaining. Well, the thing with that is that he can't.
If they match your skill level, it'll be the most boring match ever. The skill level is so low. What are they going to do? Bring Hook into NXT?
It'll be a bad match because he doesn't know how to carry a match. And if you put somebody the same skill as him, it's going to be terrible. That's why, and you know what? WWE's guilty. AEW's guilty of it. They put these guys with experienced guys just so they could have a good match to see what it's like. Haynes, I can't say your first name, bro. Sorry. Need to develop character. Would be a great addition to the main roster. No.
What?
No.
No.
In what world?
No, he would not. Sorry. Emmanuel Jerry said, random thought, his ring attire doesn't match. He talks and acts like a cool dude, then wrestles in the most generic gear ever. Jesse Henrik said, above and beyond expectations, him and Metal are going to be the new Gargano and Ciampa.
Oh, stop right now.
Wait. Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams to DIY. What?
No.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Well, pause. Because, hang on. And I mean this in all seriousness. I'm not playing. That may be the most egregious comment that I have ever heard in my entire life.
Well, it gets worse.
But hang on 1 second, because you're gonna tell me, and Elio, please help me with this. You're gonna tell me that Trick and Carmelo are comparable to Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa.
No.
I'm sorry. What was your name? The gentleman that made the comment.
I already scrolled past it.
All's good.
Please go back and revise your comment, because if you're putting Gargano and Ciampa in that comment with Trick Williams, you have no idea what they did for NXT in the first place.
Yep.
That's a blasphemous comment. I'm sorry.
Okay, so now, like I said, it gets worse, so just bear with me. Bradley Burris said, if Grayson Waller can make it, Trick can make it too.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Stupid.
Yep.
Tina Bailey said, Trick and Mello is my favorite. They both need to go to Raw or SmackDown.
Okay.
Now, why do they keep bringing both of them? No.
I don't either.
You cannot honestly tell me that fucking Trick is on the same level as Mello. Give me a fucking break.
Not even close.
Lean Taylor said, Trick Williams, he deserves a push to the main roster. You're looking at the next Intercontinental Champion. Oh,
what?
God.
Wow.
Oh, what?
What are these people smoking? No.
Listen to this one. Jordan Varnador said, he's the next Booker T. Dude has major potential, and the crowd loves him.
Oh,
that's terrible.
No.
The next Booker T.
Yeah.
With these comments, I'm not a man anymore. My heart can't take this.
A few more. Kel Smith. Kel Smith said, I think he needs to have more solo matches. He's cool in my book. Travis Weberling responded to him and says, well, obviously he'll be working with Pillman's son and with Carmelo pretty soon. Okay.
Oh, God.
RJ Tittle.
He's already working with Carmelo.
RJ Tittle said Trick Williams is going alone. Fire. Whoop that trick. Okay, whatever. Dominic Intravania said, I think he can be a star. The swagger, the ability to speak. As the in-ring skill improves, he can be a main roster star. He has a Booker T vibe to me. What the fuck
what is that? Why do you
play Elio? Can I? And I'm not being a smart ass. I swear to God. Where is his speaking ability? Where is it? I haven't heard it.
It's.
Have you?
For me, it's too scripted when he does it. Like I can tell he's memorizing shit. It's not coming from the heart.
Thank you, Elio. No. Do you think Trick can speak?
No.
Clay, do you think Trick can speak?
No, it's scripted.
I rest my case.
All right, the last one, and then we got to get rolling here.
I'm getting excited.
Brendan Page Westbrook. He said he's fundamentally in the top 5 best entertainers on the NXT roster. So it wasn't surprising that people got behind him. He is a star. He is a star, and here's a hot take: Trick low key has exposed Melo's weak mic work.
What?
Okay.
What the fuck are you on? Am I on an acid trip?
Ooh.
That's what
I
I
don't
feel
know.
like right now.
I don't know what the fuck you're watching. If you think Melo's mic skills are weak, for one, and two, you think Trick is the top 5 top performers in NXT. I can name 10 right now that is better than fucking Trick.
I can name 20.
Trick is nowhere near a top 10 or a top 20.
No.
I'm sorry.
No.
Sorry. All right.
Wow.
You know, that's enough before I have an aneurysm.
You and me both, brother.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
With that being said, let's get right into the wrestling news from around the world. Take it away, Clay.
All right, let's get into the wrestling news from around the world. It was announced this week that NXT will now be on the CW network, along with SmackDown being on the USA network in October of 2024. No word yet on Monday Night Raw, but there are rumors that it could be moved from USA to FX.
Weren't they in an FX before?
I thought so.
No, they were.
They never were?
No, they've
Or
never
were they
been
on
on
Spice?
SmackDown was, though, right?
No.
SmackDown was on. Was that one time on UPN? Then they were on USA. They've never been on FX.
Huh.
Yes, I'm positive. Tony, I think the network you're thinking of is Spike because because Raw was on Spike.
Yeah. Well, good for them. I mean, all these deals are billions of dollars worth. So what? My thing is, if it's all WWE, I wish they would be on just one fucking channel and just stick with that instead of 3 different fucking stations. Yep. It's just, I don't get it.
I saw one comment saying, so if they go to FX, will they be TV 14 again, or are they still gonna be PG?
Right. That would be interesting.
Well, and logically, if they went to FX and hear me out on this because I'm not being a smartass. I feel like I have to say that every time because I come off like one. But if they did go to FX, they could potentially have a much edgier product because FX is known for having shows like that, like Sons of Anarchy, like the Mayans. Even way back in the day, they had the Shield. I mean, so they are known for being a very edgy network.
Well, I guess we'll see. Congratulations to WWE's Carmella and Corey Graves on the birth of their son. Apparently, she was in labor for 60 hours.
I heard 40.
Christ.
I was asking my wife about this, and she's like baffled by 60 hours of labor. That must have been like when by the time she went into the hospital, into the room, and then when that was happening. Because I'm like, that's 2 days. Like, pretty much 2.5 days. Like, I don't know that sort of thing.
Hold on, I want to look that up. Because that doesn't make a lot of sense.
That's what she said on social media. So.
No, I'm not saying. Yeah. Trust me, I'm not saying you're wrong, but that just doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, it's Corey's 4th child and her 1st. So congratulations. AEW and the Bunny mutually parts ways, and she is no longer with the company.
Yay.
Yeah, so be it. That's where I'm at with it. Vince McMahon is selling 8.4 million shares of stock in TKO sharings.
Yep, I heard that.
That is a joyous occasion.
Yeah.
Please don't let the door hit you in the ass, Vince.
I mean, he's making all that money, so there you go.
Mm-hmm.
The rich gets richer. And last but certainly not least, Jim Ross says he's going to take a few weeks off from AEW to heal. Isn't sure how long he'll be gone, but doesn't plan on leaving AEW.
What
does he mean by heal?
Who knows?
Is it cancer?
I thought he was released.
I thought that he was
like he was not released. I don't want to say that. Sorry, his contract was up. Yeah.
I mean, he came off and saying that he was going to take a couple weeks off and then be back. But I don't know. That's just what I'm getting at. So,
yeah.
Sure. Just Jim, I'm sorry, brother.
Yeah, 60
retire.
Hour goddamn, all right.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jim. Just retire from commentary at least. I mean, you could still be in the business. It's Jim Ross, but just not trying to sound mean. But come on, it's time. It really is. But that's all I have for the news. Tony, let's get into rumors.
All right, there's 2 more expected to join Sane and Sky Alliance. One of them is someone we won't expect. So obviously, we record on Friday and put the show out Saturday. We do it right after SmackDown, and obviously Asuka joined. So there might be one more. Who knows? So we'll wait and see what happens.
Was it Asuka and Kairi Sane?
What?
Was it Asuka and Kairi Sane? Because it looked like Kairi Sane was with them.
Yeah, along with them.
Right.
Yeah.
There's also a chance that SmackDown is going to move off Fridays on its new TV deal. With TKO considering a packaged idea of running WWE pay-per-views on Friday nights and UFC pay-per-views on Saturday nights.
What?
Yeah.
I don't like that idea at all.
Yep.
Really
That just sounds weird. Friday night pay-per-views.
Yes.
TNA does that right now.
Yes, they do. But, I mean...
Look at their success.
Exactly. But here's the thing. I mean, man, because UFC does run pay-per-views on Saturdays. Lately, for the past, year and a half, 2 years maybe?
Yep.
Yeah.
WWE has been running pay-per-views on Saturdays. So how come they can't alternate it, you know? Yeah. Why have it back-to-back? That doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
No, don't. Well, but we'll wait and see what happens because that's going to really screw us up as far as doing this goddamn show. We'll figure it out like we always do. They've changed it up on us before, and we've had to adjust with it. So
we'll get
Don't
it.
worry. You'll still get a damn show from us. And finally, CM Punk was recently scheduled for a call with a few board members, and there's a feeling backstage that he will return to WWE. Yeah.
Yippee.
Exactly. Exactly. All right, that's all I got for the rumors. Clay, what do you got for injury?
Well, I have no injuries, but there is a thing going out that Ricochet is in concussion protocol after Monday Night Raw. No word on a certain concussion, but he's just in protocol.
Yeah.
So after the match, I guess.
Yeah, I've seen that. Holy shit.
It looked really bad, and the whole thing looked like it was a very bad miscommunication.
Yeah, that was bad. The way he landed. I was like, ouch.
Yep.
All right. Let's
that's
go.
all I got.
All right, let's go right into this week's hot tag news. This week's hot tag news is thoughts on Logan Paul. Now, I knew this would get the guys upset. And after Crown Jewel, after he won the United States Championship, I told him, I said, we got to put a post out there.
Yeah.
And boy, oh boy, this must have been, and I'm sorry, again, I know I say this a lot, but I'm not going to read everybody's comment. But it was we do appreciate it. It was so overwhelming that I couldn't, it's probably the most we've ever gotten. I'm not going to count how many, but
that's crazy.
Jesus, man, you guys really went off on this. And again, like we just said, we do appreciate it, but good Lord, man. It was a lot.
No, but you know what? This is where you guys are really gonna like what I have to say, because I have a feeling that I'm gonna speak for a lot of you.
Now,
okay.
Now here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I'm gonna say something that's probably gonna piss a lot of people off, including my co-host.
I have a feeling he's looking at us, particularly Clay. He's looking at you and me in particular.
Yeah.
Before I start reading these comments, guys, what do you think? Thoughts on Logan Paul?
I'll just go ahead and start it. I've been thinking about this all week, and I didn't watch Crown Jewel live. I watched it afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay? Tony messaged me, or messaged all of us, their thoughts on Logan Paul winning the U.S. Championship. I have yet to see, I didn't see that match until he said it. That got me enraged a little bit. A little tiny bit. But anyway, going back to it, I finally did watch the match. And here's my thing. The match wasn't bad. Okay? I will say that. I've gained a little bit more respect for Logan Paul. Reason being, he saved Rey Mysterio. That moment there, Rey would have landed right on his neck, in particular, if Logan did not catch him. So I can't say that Mr. Paul doesn't know what he's doing in the ring, because he saved Rey Mysterio. Regardless of his attitude, how he does in the ring, how he does outside WWE, he saved him. So I got to give the man his props there. So thank you, because I didn't want to see Rey end up like that at all. Now, winning the U.S. title. I understand the reason being to get WWE all this social media buzz. Oh, hey, Logan Paul wins the title. Logan Paul is champion. Logan Paul is doing a photo shoot with the dumbest fucking pictures I've ever seen with this U.S. fucking title.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And my thing is, sure, go ahead and win the U.S. title, but what does that show to the other wrestlers who have put in years of fucking work to get a shot at a title? That's where my problem is. Logan Paul just comes in, gets a U.S. title shot, and wins it because he's a social media icon. And he is, and rightfully so. He's big into popularity on YouTube.
There's nothing rightfully so about it. Okay, nobody on this podcast. I realize we're not the desired age group here, but Clay, if I could expand on what you just said, because you did a fantastic job on the majority of what you had to say there. Up until that last part, you lost me a little bit. But anyway, the problem I have here is I feel like they prostituted the U.S. Championship for attention. Mm-hmm. That's my major issue. And now, if you guys have been listening to the show for a while, at least while I've been on it, you guys understand that I am not a fan of celebrities in WWE, or let alone celebrities winning championships in WWE. Now, this is the highest profile situation I can remember in terms of a celebrity holding a championship. But I mean, but this is just, I don't get it at all.
Nope.
Like, I get it from the perspective of, the WWE is desperate for mainstream attention, but it's like, I want to tell WWE something as a whole. Your fan base doesn't care about you getting mainstream attention. There's a reason why wrestling is not for the mainstream, because it is a very niche interest in a lot of ways. Okay, and when you have the celebrity crossover, it's like you're walking a fine line here, because it can be a disaster or it can go really well. Now, I admit that Logan Paul, in ring-wise, has done a great job, but the very concept of him winning a championship, when, as you so perfectly put it, like, there are so many people who put years in and sit in catering and can't even get a match on TV. You got people like Cedric Alexander, who had a match on SmackDown with Dragon Lee tonight, who's one of the most underutilized talents I've ever seen in my entire life. He can't have a championship opportunity, but Logan Paul can? Are you fucking kidding me?
And not only that, now SmackDown has two guys that hold belts that are part-time. And that's a problem. It really is. No offense to Roman, but he's not wrestling near as much. He hasn't been there as much. And now the U.S. Championship is on Logan Paul. Now he's on to doing other things with that title, but not on fucking SmackDown. That's the other situation I have.
Exactly. So for the exact same reason why I went off on Roman holding the championships that he did for so long, he held two. But for the exact same reasons why I went off on Roman, I'm going to go off on Logan. He's not going to be there, all the time, which means the U.S. title, by default, doesn't get as much attention, which defeats the purpose of why they did it in the first place. It's just, stay in your lane, WWE. You are so desperate to, for, yay, look at us, we're special. We're expanding relationships in Saudi Arabia. We're using our blood money to, bring in, celebrities. Nobody gives a fuck. At least nobody on this show. I think I can speak with you. But it's just, I am so frustrated with Logan Paul having this I can't even describe to you my rage. And you're gonna do that to Rey Mysterio, only to have the LWO on the very next edition of SmackDown, damn near, you're gonna have his faction fall apart because Santos Escobar, of all people, helps Logan Paul. Now, I can see how this is going to benefit Santos Escobar, but how's it going to benefit everybody else in LWO? What the fuck is going on here?
We'll talk about that during the SmackDown portion. Elio, what do you think on Logan Paul?
I mean, when I read that, I was like, first of all, it was cool that the way he saved Rey Mysterio, because I did see that spot.
I did too.
Where he caught him, but for him winning the title, it's like, I don't like it. I mean, it's like Roman. Like now we're never gonna see. We don't see the WWE Universal Championship. We're not gonna see the U.S. Championship now.
Yep.
It's on someone who's not even there every week.
And don't get me wrong, if any other celebrity like Pat McAfee, Bad Bunny win a WWE title, I'm going to say the same exact thing. Exactly. I'm not going to be a fucking hypocrite. Okay, just because I don't like Logan Paul doesn't mean I wouldn't be upset if Bad Bunny wins the title or Pat McAfee won.
Now, if your boy Pat McAfee won, I would have to give you the microphone, because I couldn't, and I have a lot more respect for Pat McAfee than I do a Logan Paul for a lot of different reasons. But plus I was a fan of his, with the football stuff and all that. But
right.
But it's just the fact of celebrities who don't do this for a living come in and claim accolades. I mean,
that's not okay.
How would you guys feel if someone came in off the street? Let's just say you are a Fortune 500 guy, right? And I come in off of a wrestling podcast career, and I take all your money, and I have no idea what you do for a living. This is the same thing here.
Yeah.
It's the same concept.
All right. So I'm going to read these comments before I do my spiel. Adam Benet, I haven't heard that name in a long time.
It's been a while.
Yeah. He's a straight-up scammer. He's committed multiple rug pulls on his own fans. Despite being insanely wealthy, I don't care how quick he's taken to wrestling. In my opinion, WWE's just opening up their audience to be victimized by Logan and his shitty friends. Yeah.
Exactly.
Josh Sanders says this guy has dreamt of being a champion in WWE since he was a kid, and I think Ray losing to him needed to happen. Ready to see Ricochet take that belt off him now. Brad Sanders said...
I disagree entirely.
Brad Sanders said, yeah, I agree, but unfortunately Ricochet is injured now, so we may have to go through a medium Logan Paul run until he has recovered. I guess time will tell. Yeah, it looks like everybody wants to see that. Logan Paul and Ricochet. And
I mean, they have a rivalry, but
yeah,
just
Wyatt Thomason. He said, "I hope they give Rey Mysterio another rematch because Logan knew he wasn't going to win, so he had to cheat to win." Ray Massey responded to him and said he also saved Ray from a possible crippling injury as well. Yeah. Amber Patterson said, "I like Logan Paul. He is pretty good in the ring and on the mic." Ethan Ritter said he's pretty good, better than a lot. Douglas Allen responded to him and said, "No, he's not. He's a cheat. He cheats. Shut up." Ethan Ritter responded to him and says he doesn't cheat. It's part of the script. Can't cheat if they're putting it in the creators. Well, that makes no sense.
You can say that for every single wrestler alive. Oh my God.
Giovanni Vigil, he said he's a punk. I want Brock to come back and tear this guy up. All right, that's enough for that. That's enough for that. But I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts. Okay. Now,
I can't wait for this.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Okay. WWE, what they're doing with Logan Paul is very, very smart. Okay. Now, I'm not saying they're doing what they did with Tyrus, because remember when Tyrus won the NWA championship, he's one of the spokesperson for Fox News. He had that belt right with him. Yep. WWE's eyes, what they see with Logan Paul. Yes, he's a social media, whatever the fuck you call it. Okay. Star. Yeah. Millions and millions of views, millions and millions of followers. The guy, if this is the credit I'm going to give to Logan Paul, is that the guy, and including his brother too, they're very, very smart when it comes to business. Okay?
And they are, yeah.
And I mean, because think about what they have done. Despite whether you like them or not, they're on TV, they're doing pay-per-views, and you watch it. They get a lot of people to watch it. You know why? Because people want to see the other guy beating the shit out of him. And I'm talking just boxing, okay? Mm-hmm. That's what they want to see. And they fucking feed off that shit. You know, it's just like a video. If somebody posted a video and the caption clearly reads something that you disagree with, but you watch it anyway. It's like, and then you bitch about it, but then people are like, so why the fuck did you watch it? Well, it was on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Logan Paul, they feed off of that shit. WWE took advantage of that shit. Okay? Logan Paul is everywhere that man goes, I guarantee you, he's going to have that belt around him, on his shoulder, around his waist, whatever, just to give WWE more exposure. Do they really need it? No, they don't. But I don't know who said it, but WWE, they're just constant. No. Look at us. Don't look at them. Look at us. But you guys are popular already. Yeah, but I still want you to keep looking at us. That's what they think all the damn time. So what they're doing with Logan Paul is very fucking smart. Whether we agree with it or not, whether we're going to see the championship or not, it's still a smart move. Because why? Let's just say because obviously Logan Paul wasn't even on tonight's SmackDown. Nope. We're going to see him next week? We don't know. But the time that we do see him, people are going to hate on him so fucking much that all they want is this guy to lose. And people are going to tune in every single time this man shows up. And guess what happens with that? Ratings pops up big time. Okay? Now, Logan Paul himself, I have to say this. I have to give him respect because he does respect wrestling. Okay? He really does. Okay? He's trained. He's taken it just as much as Bad Bunny has. Okay? And Bad Bunny's another guy. Grew up a wrestling fan. Okay? He's also trained. Not as much as Logan Paul, but he showed the business respect enough to go out and train because they told him, dude, you want to get a match, you gotta learn the ropes, brother. And he did. And look what happened in that match. We all couldn't believe it. I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of his music, but I'm a fan when he is in that ring. because he respects it. Logan Paul, same thing. He respects wrestling enough that when they told him, hey, you want to get involved, this is what you need to do. And he goes out and does it and then excels in it. I got to take my hat off to him, man. I really do. I'm not a big fan of his, but you know what? I give him respect because he's treating wrestling with respect. Not like a lot of the other celebrities that WWE's try to bring in and they just make a mockery out of it and they do a bullshit punch or a kick or whatever. Not saying anything bad about Snoop Dogg, but I'm going to use him as an example. Okay?
That was bad.
Huge celebrity. Huge celebrity. What he did at WrestleMania, though, I tipped my hat off to him because he knew what to do. Even though he was told, he went with it. All right, well, hey, I'll try. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
right.
I have seen a lot of celebrities that did not take wrestling serious, and they were just there for the fucking paycheck. Logan Paul, I'm telling you, and sorry to piss a lot of people off, but the man knows what he's doing, and he's respecting the fact with wrestling. And a lot of us knows that's in the wrestling business for as long as I have, too. We all know as long as you respect what we do, we're not going to have a problem with it. Are they going to be guys that are, you know, pretty jealous of the fact that they've been there longer in the company and they haven't gotten a title shot? Absolutely. But they also understand, too, it's a business. It is a business at the end of the day. Now, that match, and I'm just going to throw this out there, and then we got to take a short break. Or actually, no, I got to play part 2. Is that match that he did have with Rey Mysterio. I'm going to tell you all right now, not this panel, but the people listening, he did save Rey Mysterio in that spot. Because there was a lot of people saying that, no, he was out of position. No, he was not. I watched it over. I'm telling you, I watched it maybe 100 fucking times. And a lot of people were saying, no, Logan Paul was he wasn't on the spot. No, he was in position. Trust me, he was. Not saying that it's a fault of Rey's, but shit, that happens in wrestling, man. You can be doing this for fucking 50 years. All it takes is one slip of a second. And really fuck you up.
Tony's talking about Rey Mysterio here, guys.
Yeah.
And if anybody in this business knows exactly what to do, it's Rey.
Exactly. So Rey's done that move how many thousands of times? And sometimes, they even, as much as they've been doing this, they even fuck up too. Mm-hmm. So you have to tip your hat to Logan Paul for even saving that, to recognize, oh shit, he's not going to make it. Boom. And I'm going to tell you a story real quick, and I'm not trying to brag myself and compare myself, but there was a time, actually it was a match with Brody Lee that I had. It was a triple threat. Me and Brody was fighting outside, and then the spot was the guy was supposed to jump over the top rope and land on us from the outside. So I grabbed Brody Lee to inch him closer, and I'm punching him. He's punching me. I'm punching him back and forth. The guy's getting ready, and I'm watching as I'm punching, and then I see the guy jump up, and his leg got caught on the rope. It was kind of like what happened with Top Dollar. And his leg got caught, and then I grabbed Brody Lee and I lunged him towards the ring so that way we can both catch him. And we saved him from that because it was going to be nasty. So as a professional, you have to see that. You have to read that. You have to be able to determine in a split fucking second that if they fuck up, you got to be there to save them. Yep. No matter what, if you're a heel or a babyface, no matter what you are, that's what you have to do. And Logan Paul did that because he respects the business. Am I a big fan of him? No, I'm not. But I got to keep it real. I got to keep it real. So that's my thoughts on that. All right.
Yep.
If you guys have any comments or questions about Wrestling POV or anything going on, just drop us a line on our Facebook page, and we'll throw it on next week's show. All right, so guys, here's part 2 of the video conference.
The fuck you can speak Japanese?
Of course I fucking can. I can do everything. I'm Roman Reigns.
なんと市谷さん、あなたは超立味です。あなたは本当にゴミです。
この野郎、よくも私をゴミ呼ばわりするのか。現在チャンピオンは私だ。そしてあなたの親友を盗んだのよ。今はクソじゃないよ。
おー！換気 心せずに簡単に君から覚えるチャンピオンシップ、君のお尻をさじめるのは気にしないよ。その気分だよ。当たり前だろ、ジャパニーズ喋れるに決まってんの。お前頭おかしいんか。日本語喋れんねや。知らんかったわ。Oh my god, we lost the subtitles. I'm officially lost now. バカバカバカバカ。何言った？バカバカバカバカ。バカ。
クソ、落ち着け、二人とも。
All right, guys, let's focus. Remember what Triple H said? It's about squashing the Seth Rollins beef with CM Punk. Let's not get off topic, please.
Actually, I don't know if it's just me, but I've been sitting here asking myself, when the fuck did Roman learn Japanese?
I mean, when you're spending your time sitting at home instead of getting your ass in the ring, you can learn a lot of useless shit.
Oh, damn.
Like speaking Japanese, we know damn well this man ain't never going to go to Japan just for fun.
I ain't gonna lie, Roman, Punk kind of cooked you on that one.
Just like Solo cooked your throat at WrestleMania. Exactly.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Me personally, I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
Oh, shit. Instigating. I mean, Cody, you my dog and all, but Ilya is right. Fight back.
Oh, so you want to talk about that one cousin of yours who's trying so motherfucking hard to be Umaga, huh? Without him, you wouldn't even be champion right now. But that's beside the point. We're here to fix that Rollins-Punk problem.
All right, so make sure you guys tune in to part 3. We got to take a quick pause for the cause, and when we come back, we got This Week in Wrestling and our fantasy matchup.
Hey, this is your Olympic hero, Kurt Angle. Listen to the Wrestling POV podcast. Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
Hi, I'm WWE superstar Charlotte Flair, also known as the Queen, and listen to Wrestling POV podcast, and always do it with Flair. Woo!
This is the hardcore legend Mick Foley, and you are listening to the Wrestling POV podcast.
We are back, and you can find Wrestling POV every Saturday on iTunes, Spotify, Podbean, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Now it's time to get to This Week in Wrestling. Tony, let's get raw.
All right, but before we get into that, it's part 3 of the WWE video conference. This is the final one, and then we'll get right back into it.
Okay, everybody relax. It's like you've all forgotten why we are all here in the first place. Now, don't get me wrong. Roman Reigns speaking Japanese is so fucking random and amazing at the same time. But we're here for Punk and Rollins.
Sean is right. Now, we've heard Rollins' side on why he hates Punk, but we actually don't know if Punk truly does hate Rollins at the end of the day.
Me? If I hate Seth? Not really. All I remember was when he had that Universal Championship run and thought that he was the best in the world, he kept begging me for a fight on Twitter. He also tried to treat Will Ospreay like some fucking kid or something, but dude, you have a broken back. You can't even do the shit that he's doing right now anymore, so why the fuck are you talking shit? You can keep yelling to the motherfucking world that I'm a cancer, but it won't change the fact that I'm the best in the world, and people to this day genuinely still believe that. Now, don't get me wrong, I actually do respect you. Even if you don't respect me, my opinion about you won't really change. I think you're great, but if you don't want me to end up beating your ass like I did to Jack Perry, or maybe make you fear for your life and safety like my old boss, then you better keep my name out of your freaking mouth.
Jesus Christ, Seth Rollins getting cooked. I will be there no matter what.
Bro, cousin, you're such a hater. Oh my God.
You've known that since day one, Little J.
What the fuck did you just call me? Yeet. Little J? Yeet. Seriously? Yeet.
Cody Rhodes, you better stop fucking yeeting as well.
Yeet.
Seth, you too? You better stop that shit now.
Yeet.
Liv Morgan, I'm going to smash you.
What the fuck?
God.
Everybody was eating.
Oh my goodness.
Jesus Christ. Everybody was eating. Even Liv Morgan. That shit cracked me up when Cody started eating. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Yeet. All right, that's enough of that. That's enough of that. All right, let's go right into this week's fantasy matchup, which is between Ben and Clay. This is kind of old school versus new school.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Being that Ben won, we'll give him the first shot of picking a number between 1 and 20.
5.
All right, we'll go to Clay. What's your number?
15.
The number I picked was 19.
Woo!
I figured, You know what? I never picked a really, really, really high number. I might as well go with 19. So, all right. So, Clay, you get the first pick on this. You have the option to pick either old school or new school.
Let's go old school.
All right, that leaves Ben with new school. Old school, Clay's pick is Kane, and new school pick for Ben is Abyss.
Okay.
So this is a matchup that was...
This is considered new school?
Well, he's newer than Kane.
Yeah.
Kane's been around a lot longer than the Abyss was. So
Kane debuted in '97. Abyss was in around 2002-ish at the beginning of TNA.
Yeah. And that's why I'm saying, because it's like, try to weed it out that way. But, that was given to us by Josh, and he's dying to see what these polls are going to be like for next week. So make sure you guys vote on our polls. All right, so let's get right into Raw. I really didn't have any low points, but my high points was the Fatal 4-Way. Very, very good. DIY versus the Creed Brothers. Very good. And you know what? This is probably going to be a first for me, but I thought the Women's Battle Royal was good too. I liked how they did that. It was a good story in that Battle Royal, which is very rarely done in a Battle Royal. But this one told a story, and I appreciated it. And my last high point I had was Sammy versus Seth. So not too bad of a Raw. Clay, what'd you get?
Yeah, man, I had the same high points as you. If I had to add one, though, I put New Day versus Judgment Day to start out the show.
Okay.
I thought it was a good match. Judgment Day gets the win here, which doesn't surprise me at all. But the thing was, there was no interference in this match. So it was just straight Judgment Day beating the New Day. So I appreciated that. I was glad to see no interference with it. It was a straight up match. It was good. It was a good match. But I did have one low point. It was Shinsuke Nakamura versus Kira Tozawa. Understandably, the match was okay and Tozawa got a lot more offense than I thought he would. But it was so predictable. That's my thing. Because Tozawa, I'm sorry, I love Tozawa.
Yeah.
But he is not going to beat Nakamura. So that's where I'm at with it. But that was my only low point of the show. Yeah. And that's all I have for Raw.
All right, Elio, what you have?
So for low points, I got the same Tozawa and Nakamura. For high points, I have the same, but I also added the DIY and the Creed Brothers.
As a low point?
No, high point.
Oh, high point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said low point. I'm like, oh shit.
No, low point. I had the same as Clay, Nakamura, and Tozawa.
Okay. All right. That's all you got?
That's all I got.
All right, Ben, what'd you have?
So I had the same as Elio on all fronts, except I did put what was it? My computer is such a piece of shit. It has a mind of its own. Yes, I had the Battle Royal as a low point, largely because it was just so long. According to what I'm looking at, the official time was 16:03, and I don't know if it's just me, but it's like the women's division doesn't have enough depth in it to make me believe that anybody realistically has a shot at beating Rhea, so I'm just not really invested. So that's what I had.
Okay. One more thing I forgot to mention in one of them. During the Fatal 4-Way, when The Miz gets the win, I'm fine and great with that. But during the match, can we quit with the whole massive balls thing from The Miz?
Yeah.
Why are
you notice he's doing that in his match? He's doing this.
Yes.
He's making that gesture. It's like, come on, bro, stop.
Yeah. Nobody chants that.
Yeah.
Quit.
Thank AJ Styles for that.
Exactly. Oh my God. All right. So overall, I gave Raw a B- this week. Clay, what'd you get?
I gave it a B+.
All right, Elio.
I was a B.
Ben.
B.
All right, let's get right into NXT with Clay. Take it away.
All right, we're going right into NXT. This was a very mediocre NXT at best. I will say that to start out with. The only high point I had with NXT was Dijak versus Tyler Bate.
Yeah.
Main event, good match. These qualifying match for Deadline. It was decent. Dijak got the surprising win to me because I was thinking Tyler Bate was going to move on. But Dijak got the win here, so I was happy with it. And that's all I have for high points. Low points, to start out, Braun Breaker versus Von Wagner.
Thank God.
Honestly, the momentum with this match and what they did with the story, it still was meh to me. You went through all that story of then Vaughn coming back only to get speared by Breaker, and Breaker gets the win. Yeah. Why did you go through all that just for Breaker to beat him? But then after the match, you have Vaughn putting him through a table and getting all this momentum behind him, which the story itself, I understand why they did it. It gave Vaughn a chance to be a babyface, and it gave him like sympathy into his injury, into all that. I understand the story, but why even with Breaker though? Yeah, it didn't help anybody besides Vaughn's babyface.
Yeah,
I don't know. I expected more out of this, and I just didn't get it.
Yeah.
Another low point I had: Roxanne Perez and Kalani Jordan versus Lola Vice and Electric Lopez.
Yeah,
wasn't that great or exciting? To me, this was just out there. And Kalani and Perez get the win, which whatever is fine. But here's my thing: why was Ariana Grace at ringside? For what reason? Was she even there or sitting around and then talking? But my shock factor in this: did you know that's Santino Marella's daughter?
Yeah,
is Ariana Grace. I had no idea that was Santino Marella's daughter.
I said it on the show a while ago.
Did you?
Yeah, a long time ago.
I must have forgot, but I'm like, well, dang, okay. But either way, the match itself wasn't that good.
Terrible.
Yeah. I don't know. That's just all I really have for NXT. The rest of these matches were just okay to me, I guess. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. So that's all I had. Tony, what'd you have?
No argument with me. I had the same damn thing.
All right. Elio, what'd you have?
I had the same thing, but I'm going to say the Tiffany Stratton Fallon Henley better match than the first one they ever had.
Yes.
That's true. Yeah.
So, but the rest is the same.
All right. Ben, what'd you get?
Okay, so you nailed it. I really don't have anything to add except for a side note.
Okay.
Is the fact that Out in the Mud and the Brawling Brutes are going against each other next week?
Mm-hmm.
Why? And furthermore, did I mishear something, or are they trying to make it seem that Reggie, aka Scripps, was once a member of the Crips?
Right. I don't get it. I don't understand what they're doing with him.
He always talks about the old days back in the old neighborhood.
But seriously, when I heard that, I was not. It's not just that the Scripps thing and this whole storyline sucks, but it's the fact that WWE is so PG and so watered down. It's like they mentioned the Crips, and like, gee, little Johnny, I wonder what the Crips are, Mommy.
Yeah. But
wasn't he a French man before?
He was a Frenchman. He was a butler, and he was in Circus Olay. Like, there's no thug in Reggie.
No, none.
There's none.
I don't get it. I just really. One day he's shooting dice. The other day he's a Crip. The other day he's a Circus Olay member. The other day he's chasing after Carmelo like he can't get a girl to save his life. I'm sorry. I misspoke. He's chasing after Dana Brooke.
There you go.
It's just make it stop.
Yep. But I do. Are you good, Ben?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I do want to add one thing to the book, though. And I know we haven't done it in a while, so I think this is what we talked about earlier. Booker T's commentating when Trick comes out. That is the most annoying fucking thing. And I really honestly thought he wasn't going to do it because Carmelo called him out. And then as soon as Trick comes out, yeah. I'm like, stop that. So can we come up with a name to put in the book? Because it's awful.
No whooping allowed.
Okay. What I came up with is Booker T non-game intro.
Perfect. Okay. Booker T's non-game intro. You just made the book.
There you go.
There we go.
The only thing I can think of on the spot.
That's all good. That's all good. Overall, though, I gave NXT a C this week. Tony, what'd you give it?
I gave it a C-.
No, I don't blame you. Elio, what'd you give
I
it?
gave it a C-. It was just felt like a very long episode of NXT.
Yeah, it did.
I agree. Yep. Ben, what'd you give it?
C-.
All right. We're going to Dynamite with Elio.
High points. The MJF Dango Garcia. Why is he still with 2.0?
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Makes no
And then I had Swerve, Strickland, and Penta, and the main event, Jay White and Mark Briscoe.
Okay.
For a high point?
High point. Low points, I had Darby and Sting versus the Outrunners.
Oh, my God.
For what reason, okay? have the Outrunners, and I mean this in all seriousness because I don't recall, have the Outrunners ever been featured on Dynamite?
No, only on ROH.
No.
Okay, because I had no idea who they were. I'm like, did I miss something? Okay.
Invoking, Tony.
Turbo Magnum and whatever Floyd, I don't know. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
And then I give another little point to Bullet Club Gold and the Bollywood Boys.
Oh,
what the fuck was that? I mean,
you know, real quick though, when that match happened, right? I was like, I need to get a drink. You know, soda or juice. I was getting, not an alcohol drink. People, I don't drink every day. And I got up, went to my kitchen, sat back down, and the match was over. I was like, what the fuck did I miss?
You missed 10 seconds of the Guns getting the win. That's literally what I counted during this fucking match. It's like, really?
Unreal.
And if
I'm sorry.
And if they're going with this whole, still going with this whole devil storyline, I'm wondering if Wardlow's behind this because apparently they're gonna have him and MJF in the program again,
and Samoa Joe.
Yeah,
and
so
there's like three people. Kenny Omega.
Yeah,
there's like three people that want to go after him. So it's like who the fuck? And I think they did that on purpose just to see who's behind the devil mask. Yeah. And of course, a lot of people said, "Oh my God, it's CM Punk."
Oh,
no, just stop.
Seriously, a lot of people are saying it's CM Punk.
Helpless virgins, just shut the hell up.
Or how about you fans go and watch a movie that came out in 1995 called The Usual Suspects?
That's a good movie.
And you'll see where the line came from.
Yep.
Gotcha.
There you go. I've never seen that movie. Don't shoot me.
That's all you got, Elio?
Yep, that's all I got.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll go. I had the same thing. I mean, it was just like, oh my God. I'm getting to the point where I'm dreading watching fucking Collision now because it's the same shit.
You mean
it's the same shit with the same people?
No, Collision.
Huh?
No, I was just saying that Tony meant Collision.
The what?
We're talking about Dynamite.
I know.
What did I say?
You said Collision.
You said you were
watching
Collision. Yeah.
No. I meant Dynamite. Yeah. Sorry.
Collision
too.
Same thing too.
Exactly.
It's the same shit.
Exactly. But Dynamite. That's what I meant.
The one thing I saw in Collision was Jake returning and with Vinny Marcellia.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, right. I think that's going to go anywhere. I mean,
you see the excitement from everybody here.
Exactly, man. We're fucking doing cartwheels for AEW.
Assuming they can
but that's
plug-in from Collision.
Yeah, that's all I got before I have a fucking aneurysm.
Elio, you nailed it out of the park with mine. I had the same exact thing. Why the fuck is Daniel Garcia still with Dipshit 1 and Dipshit 2 and Matt Menard and Parker and
who is the other guy? I didn't even know who the other guy was.
Matt Menard and Angelo Parker.
Menard. I know them, but there were like 3 or 4 guys there. Weren't there?
Oh fuck! I don't know.
No clue.
No, but
Yeah.
You nailed it with everything else, though, and of course, Sting and Darby get the fucking win with whoever the outrunners, sure. But it's just Dynamite's just getting harder and harder to watch. I'm sorry, it is. But that's all I had.
Ben,
okay. So a lot of the same high points, low points. However, I'd like to highlight something if I could, because I want to give something a high point and a low point at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Let me talk about Samoa Joe and Keith Lee. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Grandpa.
Exactly. Okay, but at least he doesn't have the gray hair anymore. Okay.
But he's still Grandpa.
At least there's that. I mean, I'm in better shape than Keith Lee, and I'm in a wheelchair. What does that say? But anywho, so match-wise, high point. Okay, and the fact that he is talking about Samoa Joe dropping the Ring of Honor TV title to chase after the AEW title, I love that. So both of those things are high points. Now let's talk about the low point. It's just the very concept that you would put Keith Lee in this situation to wrestle for a title, which is later going to be thrown in the trash can. What does that say about Keith Lee?
Nope. And you know what though? After that match happened, I did look in the internet, and a lot of people said the same thing. They were like, "Why the fuck would you have that match with Samoa Joe and Keith Lee just for Samoa Joe says I'm relinquishing the title?"
That's shitting on Keith Lee.
Well,
yeah. Why not give it to Keith Lee?
But that's exactly what I'm saying, right? So there was a lot of positives that come out of it. And storyline wise, I'm very excited that the Ring of Honor television title is being dropped, because realistically, who gives a fuck?
Who cares about any titles from Ring of Honor, to be honest?
Well, exactly. But I feel like I'm going through puberty again with my squeaking voice. I'm sorry, but the other thing here is, even with matches that I would consider a high point, such as MJF and Daniel Garcia and the main event, I have to ask you guys, why would they happen? Because they are so random in terms of the timing in which they're taking place, right?
Yep.
You have MJF and Danny Garcia, and arguably MJF is going into one of his biggest matches, okay? And with the most on the line, because he's trying to get back a stolen championship that's technically still his. So he's got a lot going on. And then you have Danny Garcia, who's a fantastic wrestler, but his biggest gimmick right now is the most ridiculous looking dance I've seen since the Nene. I just, why? By nature, it makes the match seem predictable as hell. So it's like, why are we even having it? And
then again, why did Daniel Garcia get a world title match as the most random fucking time?
Exactly.
Ever.
And to further that point, didn't they used to have rankings? No wonder they got rid of them, because if they actually still did them, then this one would actually make even less sense.
Yep.
And then the main event wise, with Mark Briscoe and Jay White, I love Mark Briscoe. I even noticed he had a new tattoo of his brother on his arm. I could have cried seeing that.
Yeah.
But it's just the match itself. Oh my God! It's just, why are you going to have these people go out here and kill themselves when you know exactly what's going to happen? You know, I understand they have to fill up TV time and stuff, but you can't give Mark Briscoe a better spotlight, a better opponent, given the situation, because we all know he's going to take the loss.
Yeah.
It just drives me nuts.
There's the booking for AEW for you, Tony.
And somebody, and believe me, if we were actually talking about our friend Tony, he wouldn't be guilty of booking like this.
No. I'm not saying this, Tony. I'm saying Tony Khan.
No, I know, but I just have to clarify because Tony Diaz would not do this shit.
Tony
Fuck
Diaz.
No.
Tony Diaz would have AEW better than it is now. I guarantee it.
I've never been in the ring, no shit, because I'm in a wheelchair. But I've been around wrestling enough, both personally and professionally, to tell you that I can do better than this shit with my eyes closed.
Well,
it drives me nuts.
Yep.
I'm done. I'm done.
Overall,
D
minus.
D.
I'll give it a D plus. I don't get it. I don't.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And furthermore, and I'm not gonna name names because I'm not in the business of shitting on people. But this review that I'm using just to keep track of the matches, they rated this on a scale out of 10. Elio, and you know this drives me nuts because we do this on the other show too. Can you guess, Elio, what they gave this show?
7?
No, they get out of 10. I shit you not. They gave this an 8.9.
Is that from Dave Meltzer?
Right?
No.
I mean, seriously,
that's a Dave Meltzer fucking rating there. All right, all right. Let's get right into SmackDown. Low points. I didn't have any because of the simple fact that they were telling a lot of a story in this SmackDown than they had matches.
Mm-hmm.
The only 2 matches I had as a high point was Dragon Lee versus Cedric, and I had the women's main event. I liked it. I hate fucking using this word because I normally don't, but I knew Asuka was going to turn.
How would you not know?
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, seriously.
Because honestly, when she came out in the beginning, I was like, wait a minute, she's not a baby face. Why is she, So I was kind of like, all right. And especially with the rumors that I heard, I was like, oh yeah, she's going to turn, and again, I hate using that word predictable, but it kind of was. But I still enjoyed it. I loved how, with Bayley's reaction, Bayley is just so good at what she does. In that beginning with Kairi Sane and everything about that story was good.
I actually believe that she was all confused and didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, it looked it. Yeah, she's just that good.
And she did whoever came up with the idea to highlight the last time that Kairi was in WWE and the last time we saw her, that was a very good idea to highlight Bayley's confusion. That was well done.
It was perfectly done. So, and then, to carry it on the rest of the show, I was like, okay, yeah, this was good. They did their thing. The heels went over. We just got to wait and see because obviously there's going to be another person because the other rumor that I had is between those ladies, they're going to be in the War Games match. So we'll see who else is going to be joining them.
To put them in the War Game situation, that seems a little. I understand why they're doing it. Don't get me wrong, but that seems a little bit rushed.
They only got 2 weeks.
But that's why I'm using the word rust. They should have done this sooner.
Yeah, and they should have, but with Kairi Sane.
They plan things out better than AEW does.
That's
absolutely.
And
Jesus Christ.
Furthermore, speaking of Kairi Sane, I forgot to mention this earlier. I'm sorry. Why did they bring her back at Crown Jewel specifically? Because that reaction that she got, if we can call it that, was pathetic.
Well,
and
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but you got to understand she was a heel.
Yeah, so she's not supposed to get like a big pop.
Yeah.
Right, but at least something, right? And I'm not even blaming the audience because the Saudi audience is a different thing, and they're only going to pop for the legends and the people that they really know. But to put Kyrie in that situation, to come out to dead fucking silence, that sounded like a wake.
Yeah. But again, you just got to understand she's a heel, If she would have attacked Bailey or even Io, I think it would have been a different story. Because then, people were rooting for Bianca. So, all right. So that's all I had for SmackDown. Clay, what'd you get?
Yeah, I had the same high points as you. That Cedric Alexander Dragon Lee match, I wanted to say for the less minutes that these guys did get, they capitalized on this situation.
Yeah, they did.
Here. They did a hell of a match within the time that they got. So it was
and they
great.
didn't go into commercial this time.
No, I'm glad they didn't. It was a great match.
I think they realized it.
Yeah. The whole LWO storyline, I'm digging it. I mean, we all knew that Santos eventually was going to turn, but we didn't think it was, or at least I didn't think it was going to be this soon. We saw the brass knuckles in the ring at the Crown Jewel pay-per-view. I didn't think Carlito was going to come out and call him out, and then this whole story was going to go. Yeah. I'm digging this story, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. So
I'm digging it too.
I gave that a high point, and I'm with you, Tony. If you think about it for a little bit, Asuka on that other team with across the ring, Io Sky, which is, we know their history of being good buds. We know the history of Kairi Sane and Asuka because of the Kabuki Warriors.
Yep.
So I kind of knew and had a feeling that Asuka was going to turn on this. On Bianca and Charlotte here.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. It's right there. So it was still good. I was excited to see it. My only thing is with how are they going to, if they're going to do this whole Japanese stable, which I'm for, don't get me wrong, how are they going to tune out Bailey and Dakota Kai in this? Mainly Bailey. Because Dakota Kai, I feel like if she does something else, then she could just go on and do her thing, whatever.
Yeah.
But with Bailey, it's her faction. How are they going to boot Bailey out? Is Bailey going to be a babyface now in due time? Not now.
That's what I thought was going to happen when Kairi Sane and Dakota came out.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I thought maybe they'll turn on Bailey because I was looking for the rest of the Japanese women to beat the shit out of Bailey.
Yeah. But you know what, too? I could be looking at this too much. But remember in the beginning when Kairi Sane said, I forgive you, and then she, did the hug thing, and then what did Bailey say? Oh, I don't do hugs anymore. So I don't know if that was, you know what I'm saying? I could be looking at it too much. I don't know. Just to go off of what you were saying.
Sure, yeah. But it was a good ending to SmackDown, a decent show. I didn't have a low point. I didn't have one thing where I was like, I just didn't like it.
Yeah.
So that's where I was at with SmackDown. That's all I had.
Yeah. Elio.
No, I had the same high points. I didn't have any low points. It was such a fun show.
Yeah, it really was. Ben.
You guys nailed it. I love the fact that it was so story driven.
Yeah.
Because to me, like, I didn't watch Crown Jewel, but I kind of saw the highlights after the fact. And the second that I saw him just lay the brass knuckles on the canvas, I was like, okay, well, there's the turn, and sure enough, we got it, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that it was executed the way it was, I loved it. And there was no bullshit, Carlito came out and said, why aren't we talking about the elephant in the room? He didn't use those exact words, but you know what I mean? I loved it, So well played with the stories. WWE needs more of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So overall, I gave SmackDown a B-. Clay.
I'm with you, man. I give it a B minus.
Elio.
B minus.
Ben.
Clean sweep, B minus.
Look at that. All right, so now it's time for Battle of the A Show. If you knew that, basically what we do is we pick which show is the A Show for the week. Just a friendly competition until next year at WrestleMania. Let's go with Clay. What's your pick for the A Show?
You know, for me, it's a close call between SmackDown and Raw, but with SmackDown storylines and everything that I'm looking forward to the most, I'm going to go with SmackDown this week.
All right, Elio.
I'm going to go with SmackDown.
He had to think about it.
My internet's cutting out.
I was looking at
Sometimes I'm
sure.
All right, so Elio's going with SmackDown. Ben, who you going with?
I got to go with SmackDown.
Well, there you go. SmackDown wins it this week. Doesn't matter what the hell I say. So there you go. SmackDown wins it, and we'll wait to see what happens next week. So, all right. It is time for the book. All right. Those that are new to that, basically what we do is we put the most ridiculous things that happen in a week of wrestling, and we just do it to get a good laugh. You guys ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. No Trick Willie shot.
Stays.
AEW time management.
Stays.
AEW's absurd commentary.
Stays.
Tony Shitvani.
Stays.
Tony.
Did you guys hear? I'm sorry, but did you guys hear how ridiculous his stain was?
He had to go out of his fucking way for that shit. It's like ridiculous. Yep. Roderick Strong's pencil neck geek brace.
Stays.
Absolutely stays.
Don Callis' Harry Potter scar.
Stays.
Roderick Strong's fatal attraction.
Stays. Do you hear the pop that he's fucking getting now from his character
it's
from the crowd?
Stupid.
Why are you excited for this?
Why? I don't understand.
I don't either.
I don't know.
New entrant into the book, Booker T's non-game intro.
Stays.
And last but not least, fuck wrong with Tony Khan's damn eyes.
Stays.
All right, there you go. All right, that's it for the show. Make sure you tune in after the show because we have the 5-second shuffle championship, which right now, who's the champion? I'm sorry. Clay holds. If you're new to that, basically what I do is I just pick a random song off my playlist. I hit the shuffle button, and I only play 5 seconds of it. And these guys just got to guess who it is, and the first one to 7 wins. Just how we ride off into the sunset until next week. But there's also the forbidden songs. If any of these forbidden songs come up, they get a minus deduction from their score.
In other words, they're all going to come in my direction, as usual.
Well, see, you're jinxing yourself. So these forbidden songs are Taz, Chris Benoit, Reba Giggle, Hook, Lash Legend, and Julian Hall. With that being said, I am your host, Tony Diaz, along with the $50 man,
Clay Cummings,
and the gentleman,
Elliot Canal,
and the original,
Ben Pierce.
All right, I love peace and wrestling. We'll see you next week.
Peace out.
All right, Clay, you got champion's advantage. You can either go first or pass it off to Elio, how I have it on my screen.
I'll go first.
You sure?
Yes.
All right, here's your first one.
Raquel Rodriguez?
No, it's not. Elio for the steal.
Asuka?
No, it is not. Ben for the steal.
I'm going to say Shinsuke?
No, it's not. It's Aja Khan, AEW.
We were all so close.
Yeah, pretty close. All right, it's on to Elio. Elio can get his first one with this one. Here you go.
Abaddon?
No, it is not. Ben for the steal.
Awesome Kong?
No, it is not. Clay for the steal.
Luchasaurus.
It is Luchasaurus.
Holy shit, that was a guess.
Really?
Yes. I had no fucking clue.
Yeah, fucking Luchasaurus, man.
Woo!
I never knew he came out to some bullshit like that. All right, it's on to Ben. Ben can get his first one with this one. Here you go.
Viva viva la raza. Sube tu bandera si tú eres latino.
LWO, how fitting.
It is LWO.
Wow.
You are on the board with one. It goes to Clay. Clay's got one. He can have two with this one. Here you go.
Welcome to the generation of Jade.
Cora Jade.
It is Cora Jade.
Yeah.
You are on the board with two. Goes to Elio. Elio's got zero. He can get one with this one. Here you go.
Mankind.
No, it is not. Ben for the steal.
Mick Foley.
It's Mick Foley. Wow. Ben, how many you got now? Two?
I got two. Yeah.
Yeah, you got two. Elio, what the hell happened?
I said mankind. I said mankind. I guess it was the other one with Mick Foley. All right.
Jesus. All right, it goes to Ben. Ben's got two. You can have three with this one. Here you go.
That is Jean Paul Levesque.
No, it is not. Clay for the steal.
Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's all good.
That gives you two. Clay?
Me?
Yep. Three. Sorry.
Yeah. You're good.
My bad.
You're good.
It's on to Clay. He can get four with this one. Here you go.
Brian Pillman Jr.?
No, it is not. Elio for the steal.
2.0.
No, it is not. Ben for the steal.
Ricochet?
No, it is not. It's Chris Statlander.
Mm-hmm. Darn it.
Gotta remember.
Yeah.
All right.
I know we've had it. Too.
Yes, we have.
Yeah.
All right, it's on to Elio. Elio's got zero. He can get one with this one. Here you go.
You Sky.
No, it is not. Ben for the steal.
Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre. Wow. Elio.
I don't.
Holy shit. I'm shocked.
I am too, a little bit.
All right, goes to Ben. Ben's got three. You can get four with this one. Here you go.
Pass. I don't know.
Clay for the steal.
Axiom.
It is Axiom.
Yeah. We haven't seen him in a long time either.
I know, right? I just seen him in the back.
You're just a nerd, Clay. God damn. Good God.
All right. That gives Clay four. It's on to Clay. He can have five with this one. Here you go.
Luchasaurus?
No, it is not. Elio for the steal.
Viking Raiders.
Viking Raiders.
Ooh, okay.
You didn't hear him in the beginning?
No. Yes,
they
I didn't.
They said raid in the beginning.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right,
Oh,
that gives Elio one. It's on to Elio. He can get two with this one. Here you go.
Yeah. Top floor on my level. Shine like a bezel. Burn like a kettle. Yeah. I'm unforgettable.
Such a terrible theme. Austin Theory.
Austin Theory. Yep. Didn't we end with that song last week?
Yeah.
We did. Yeah.
Oh. All right, that bumps Elio up to two. Goes to Ben. Ben's got three. He can get four with this one. Here you go.
Apollo Crews.
Apollo Crews. You are
Now that part I heard.
You are on the board with four. Clay's got four. He can have five with this one. Here you go.
Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar. You are on the board with five. Goes to Elio. Elio's got two. He can get three with this one. Here you go.
You heard well.
No, it is not. Ben for the steal.
Tiffany Stratton.
No, it is not. Clay for the steal.
Guys, I love this fucking song. Cedric Alexander.
Cedric Alexander. Boy, Clay was sitting there like, oh, let it be on me.
Yeah. I do. It's such a good song.
It is.
Yes.
Wow, that bumps Clay up to 6. It's on to Ben. Ben's got 4. He can hit 5 with this one. Here you go.
Blue collar working man.
Otis.
It is Otis. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
You're on the board with 5. Goes to Clay. Ben, you got to hope that Clay messes this one up because he's got 6.
There's a good chance at it.
That's true.
Yeah.
You just jinxed me, so there you go.
He can win it with this one. Here you go.
The Usos.
It is the Usos. Clay wins it.
Yeah.
He holds on to. You know what I just realized?
No
Not
forbidden
one
songs.
forbidden song.
Not one. None of
Not
us got one. No.
Right? Am I bugging?
No. Nobody got one.
Wow.
That was the best I've done in a long time. I was
Holy
actually quite
shit.
happy.
Holy shit. Not one damn forbidden song. Well, you know what? We just jinxed it for next week.
Tony, I want to thank you for your service, though. While on
thanks,
this
man.
show. Yes. So I want to
Appreciate
throw
it.
that out there. Tony is a veteran, people.
Yes.
So thank him.
A Desert Storm veteran, too.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. Storm him with emails, you ingrates. We love you, Tony. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I had 3 tours over there. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yep. And then while we're on that subject, happy Veterans Day to all my brothers and sisters out there that have served. And,
Absolutely.
Make sure you get your free meal tomorrow, too. Thank you all for listening. Make sure you tune in next week. See ya.
Yeah, Ayos. Let's welcome these folks to the Uso Penitentiary. Bam! Okay, all right. Hey, let's get it, Us. It's not paranoia. It's the